A former RCMP officer and psychologist is amazed by a phone call he received from his former employer. For the past 3 years, Mike Webster has not been working for the Mounties, but this past week he got a call from them about a sensitive RCMP file he still has at his home. The call has furthered his concerns about how the RCMP is now being run. Here's our Kendall Hansen.
Go in and I'll grab a couple of files and I'll come out and show you.
Former RCMP psychologist Mike Webster heads into an RCMP secured room in his house to pull some sensitive files.
So here are the files. I've blanked the names out so nobody can see whose files they are.
Webster can't show us the Safe 4 security system because it would breach his professional protocols, but these are two psychological profiles of more than 440 Mounties who applied to go undercover that have been sitting in the safe at his house since his contract with the RCMP ended in 2009.
This is pretty personal stuff. It's highly sensitive, and these are people right across the country, from one coast to the other, who have made application to the undercover program.
Webster worked with the Mounties for 35 years, but when the use of force expert saw the Robert Jacansky tasering video in 2007, he gave his opinion to both the media and the Braidwood Commission.
They panicked. They didn't know what to do. They abandoned their good basic training, and they embraced some very questionable training that they had had more recently, and we ended up with a terrible tragedy.
Webster says the RCMP immediately began to sever their relationship with him. His contract for this work was not renewed when his contract expired, and the files have just sat in his house since.
If I was somebody who was angry at the RCMP, hostile towards the RCMP, wanted to hurt them for what they had done to me, I could have sold these files to my unsavory friends.
And then the phone rang Tuesday. Webster says a Mountie in Ottawa called to inspect the security system at his house. Webster was dumbfounded.
Leaving this safe here with these files in it is reflective of the RCMP being all over the map. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
In a statement, the Mounties say the files were never at risk, and security provisions apply both during and after one's service with the RCMP, and that there is an onus on all employees and those contracted to work for us to immediately return classified or protected information.
I'm afraid they don't know what they're doing.
Webster says he will hand the files over if there is a proper process to officers with proper security clearances, something the RCMP says they are now lining up on doing.